What would you do if you found out your entire life was one massive, horrifying lie? When I was just 6 years old, my parents told me I had a very rare and incurable blood disease. They told me I didn't have much time left to live, maybe just a few years. My entire childhood and adolescence were spent running around hospitals, taking bitter medicines, and constantly sitting in a wheelchair. I was never allowed to attend a normal school. The truth was, my life-threatening illness wasn't real. Why did they do this? Because my being sick was making my parents millions of dollars. They ran several online fundraisers and donation campaigns in my name. Major charity organizations paid our rent. Complete strangers gave us hundreds of thousands of dollars, free luxury vacations, and incredibly expensive gifts out of sympathy. My parents presented themselves to the world as great, self-sacrificing parents who were giving up everything to care for their dying child. For me, my own home had become a prison. The medicines I was forced to take were actually just heavy sleeping pills and supplements so that I would always look tired, pale, and sick. I had no friends. Whenever I watched other kids running and playing outside through the window, my mom would fake cry and say, "You are not like them, son. Your body is too weak." I fell into a deep depression, just waiting for my death every single day. I found out the whole truth when I turned 16. One day, while they were away on an expensive trip, I saw an old safe left open in their room. Inside it were my real medical reports and genuine doctor's documents. It stated in very clear words that I was completely healthy. I had no disease. There was absolutely nothing wrong with my blood. They had turned me into a living corpse just for their greed and money. I could have run away from home right then, but I decided to play the long game. For the next 2 years, I continued pretending to be near death. I quietly contacted a lawyer and handed over all the solid evidence to the police's fraud division. I just waited for my 18th birthday to arrive. On my 18th birthday, a huge and renowned charity organized a grand gala event for me. Hundreds of rich people from the city and the media were there. Standing on the stage, my parents were dramatically faking their tears. A major organization was handing them a massive $500,000 check in the name of my medical treatment. I stood up from my wheelchair and walked straight onto the stage on my own 2 feet. People clapped, thinking it was some kind of miracle. I took the microphone in my hand and told the entire crowd, "Thank you very much for this massive donation. But the truth is, I don't have any illness. I am completely healthy." All the color drained from my parents' faces. My mom ran up to me and screamed, "I'm sorry! He is mentally delirious because of his illness!" "No, Mom," I said, smiling fearlessly for the first time in my life. Just then, the main doors at the back of the hall swung open, and several police officers walked in. "This disgusting game of yours is now over forever."